The universe really said, enough about relationships, let's get back to magic. The astrology of this week is a roll call into the underworld. We start the week on Monday with kind of a bumpy ride. The moon is going to be in Gemini. We're talkative, we're saying a lot, maybe even saying too much, and sharing about where we are in life. By noon, the moon is going to square Neptune, which could kind of signal fall from grace moment where you kind of slip into some old fears that you definitely want to work through to set up the rest of your week. Now by 4 p.m., the moon is going to actually go into Cancer, which is going to transition us into the energy of the next 4 weeks. This Cancer moon is so good with touching base and almost like landing from all of this relationship drama that has taken place over the last 4 weeks. As Tuesday comes around, we have the very beginning of Scorpio season with the sun going into Scorpio. Scorpio season lasts for 4 weeks, and it does bring a spotlight to the planet Mars and Pluto. And you guessed it, these two planets are causing a ruckus up in the heavens. Mars is in Cancer, where he will go retrograde in December for a few months. That alone is a whole video itself. And we also have Pluto that is famously going to go into Aquarius for the next 20 years. You need to tell me in the comments if this is the first time you hear about this, because absolutely not. So how do we begin reading this? Let's consider Mars in Cancer that has a lot of training to do on our emotional regulation. How do you do processing your feelings and emotions? Because, fun fact, that's level 1 of your psychic gifts. And if you're still struggling through managing certain tough emotions, then those are going to be psychic blocks that are going to really impact you in the future. Trust me, you want to clear that. Now, who better to cause emotional triggers than our family members, the souls that we have trusted through lifetime and lifetime to work with us on the earthly plane. Now, as we work through this shadowed part in us into February of 2024, Pluto is going to go into Aquarius. And the teaching here is about, hey, this is where you actually are becoming empowered. This is the area of life, the little section in your world where you have an impact, and there's a status symbol waiting for you to claim. Pluto is bringing in the intelligence of the future that is going to help you stabilize your origin story. Both of these energies are going to be filtered into that sun in Scorpio for the next 4 weeks. The work at hand is getting accustomed to our emotional body and our foundation system to help us feel safe in reaching out into the future. If the future makes you uncomfortable, if hearing conversations about AI make you squeamish, we have to address that, because that fundamentally comes down to fear of change. You have and always will be in control of your life and the direction that it goes in. And there has to be a faith-based level of trust in your lifetime and being alive in this very moment in time that gives you the courage and bravery to go out there and tackle the world for what it is today. Because I know it's crazy out there, but we contracted it. We said, bitch, I want to be there to see it. So by Wednesday, the moon is still going to be in Cancer, and it's going to conjunct Mars in Cancer. So the trigger or the heightened emotion is going to be seen as early as October 23rd, where you get to see, that kind of bugged me. That kind of annoyed me. I will say this transit happens once a month, and so it's not anything new, but it is telling for those of you who are playing the long game. And let me tell you something right now. All the millionaires are playing the long game, so let's get on that train. By Thursday, the moon is going to be in creative Leo, which brings focus to our passions and what makes our heart truly happy in efforts to express itself. Thursday, we will also have Mars trine Uranus, which says, I am willing to break some rules to let myself be seen. You absolutely want to follow your intuition on this day. Whatever it is saying, you better go towards that direction because this is flashes of genius dropping into your consciousness. On Friday, the moon is still going to be in Leo, but she will be squaring Mercury in Scorpio. And this is the conversation of, I know you want to do this, but you have some blocks, babe. You need to go deeper. It's not just about the makeup. It's about why you want the makeup. Pluto aspects, Scorpio aspects make us ask why. If I'm going to do this and feel this, why? So please do take a moment to research your heart on this day. It is worth it. Quick disclaimer, you want to take Friday night to plan out your weekend because come Saturday, the moon is still going to be in Leo. She's going to be void of course. And what do we say about void of course moons? They're icky. What's a void of course moon? That is when the moon is traveling from one constellation to another and is not making any direct conversations with any planet. Therefore, the moon representing our illumination into our consciousness, when she's hollow and in transit, we are too. Again, I like to compare this to the feeling of you're driving and you don't know what song to put on the radio because you don't know what mood you're in and you're just kind of like, there. That's the energy that we're going to start Saturday with. So my suggestion, have a late start into 8 o'clock in the morning. Take your time getting up and running. And after 8 a.m., go ahead and take the world for where it's at. By 9 a.m., you will be met with the moon in Virgo that says, let's get practical, let's get organized, clean up this house, clean up the planner. Let's get our head straight and direct. Now, by Sunday, the moon is still going to be in Virgo, which prompts us to be analytical and practical, but she is having a few tough conversations with Venus in Sagittarius, and this is the energy of, I want to simplify my life, but I'm also not in the mood for it. I want to go off and splurge, as Venus in Sagittarius is all about expansion and growing and having fun. We will also have the moon oppose Saturn in Pisces, which gives off this vibe of, I'm not really sure what I'm doing out here in the world, okay? I'm just coasting it. I feel like I need to serve something, but I'm not sure what I want to serve. Easily solvable with a good amount of self-care. So make sure that by Sunday night, you end with a good self-care ritual. If you need any ideas, you can always go to the IG and check out all my material. I talk a lot about rituals. Lastly, I do want to say that if you get my name, Briasamai, and add a .com to it, it'll take you to my site where you can actually book a read with me over Zoom, where you can ask me any and all questions, but also learn about your karmic astrology. What does the past, present, and future version of you look like? Get a session. And if you're shy and want to go into reports that you can download, there's a ton of stuff in my shop. Take care. I will see you guys all next week. My name is Bria Samai. I'm your karmic astrologer. And let me know what you think of the week in the comments.